Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. It's good to be back. I've had a week off, in case you didn't notice. So I've been doing kind of lots of things with my wife Sharon and just doing things to the house and writing and stuff like that. It's been brilliant having a week off, but Jesus, what happened to kind of Bitcoin when I was away? So I thought about taking another week off just so I could jump over $10,000, $11,000. So we'll see what happens to Bitcoin when I'm back. Nothing to do with me, by the way. Okay, I'm just going to see if we're live because I had a wee bit of trouble this morning trying to go live. If you're in the chat, make sure we've got a few people in just now. Just leave in the chat area if this is okay, if the screen's okay. Some people are saying it's black. So if it is black, refresh the screen because there was a few problems. I'm saying me okay, so everything should be okay, but just leave a comment just to say everything's okay, just to make sure. I'll just dive back to this. I'm going to go back to chat. So lots to talk about this morning. We've got news obviously on China. We'll look at the Bitcoin charts as well. What's going to happen from here? We've got two CME gaps as well we'll need to look at. We'll look at the charts as well. Chinese kind of crypto projects are jumping up. Got a list of crypto projects that have jumped up as well. And on the daily charts as well, there's only 35 projects on the daily charts on Binance. Crossed over on the daily. It was about 130 the previous week, a couple of weeks ago, but now they also have gone down a wee bit, but we can see them jumping up again now as well. Okay, so we'll look at that. I'm just going to dive over to the chat area and see who we have in. Okay, we have Mervyn Skidmore is in the house. Crypto Don Wan is back with us. Good to see you here. RC is in. The Hawthorns Crypto, good day to you. David D is back with us, good to see you, mate. Gordy Boy is in the house. Justin Churchill, Mac Paulin is in. Mike D, one of our Brown admins, is in. Mitch Dieter is in as well. And Gary Stewart is with us. Mike D is saying the screen fine. David D, all good. Okay, cool. Mac Paulin, China, yep. Okay, we'll get into the comments in a wee second. Just wanted to make sure everything's okay. So we've got 19 people watching. If you are watching, just leave a comment just to let me know where you're from in the chat area and just so we can get a wee chat going this morning as well. We'll have Talk Crypto and have a wee cup of coffee as well. Okay, let's dive in just now and see what's happening in the marketplace. I'll just refresh this and how quickly things can change. Okay, we have a full market capitalization of 248 billion. It's down slightly from this morning. It's kind of jumping up and down just now. Bitcoin dominance has gone up to 67.9% at the moment. Bitcoin price 9,349, which is good, but I suspect it's gone down slightly as well. That's the aggregated price across the board. Who's gone up? Bytum has gone up 88%. GX Chain is up 31%, Ontology up 31%, Qtum up 28%, IOST 25%, Hypercash 24%, Tron, Neo, VeChain, Elastos. What do you notice about all of them? Bytum, Ontology, Qtum, IOST, they're all Chinese projects. So there's going to be a rush. I spoke the week before last, I said keep an eye on Neo. It's going to jump up big time from $7. It's now gone to $11.60. Nobody was talking about it, so the same could be said of Ontology as well, and we kind of spoke about that a couple of weeks ago. So they've all just kind of jumped big time just now. So I think we'll see more of that. We'll see more of the kind of Chinese kind of projects up and coming as well. Neo might make a revival as well. It might just kind of jump up big time, but we'll see. Don't get too euphoric just now. Just let the trades come to you and don't kind of FOMO in. Justin Sun, we'll look at what he said as well in a tweet as well. He's got a contract, well not contract, partnership possible with a $100 billion company. So I don't know if he's back to his old tricks or if this is genuine or not. He said he was going to announce something at the end of the month. So we've got 3 days left until that happens. So we'll wait and see kind of what happens with Justin Sun, which should have a knock-on effect of BTT and Wink as well, or Win token as well. So look at that. And the losers, there's not that many, to be honest. There's probably about 20% in the red. Nexo down 9.8%, 4%. ABBC coin, Sealy is down, Swipe, Crypterium, Educare down as well. But as I said, not by that much. Okay, we'll look at overall CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap now, before it went off, they had about 2,999 listed cryptocurrencies. Now they've got 3,047. So it's jumped up quite significantly for that. But who's the best over the last 24 hours that traded over 10k? We've got AlphaCon is up 190%. ULord is up 134% on 358,000 volume. B91, never heard of any of them, up 110% on 17,000 volume as well. Bytum is up obviously at 93%. Chinese kind of project there as well. Function X is up 92%. That's the PundiX coin as well. Evdo is up 85%. Ash up 65% as well. I'll just see what's done. Bytum on 147 million, the biggest one. That would have been a brilliant trade to get into. Just have a wee look at through the others. Okay, and we'll look at Bitcoin bubbles. What's happening here? We'll just go to the last day and we'll look in. So this is USD. You can see the big one there is Bytum, ONT. All of them kind of dominated by the Chinese projects here just now. We'll go to Satoshi value, not much change there, and we'll go to the last hour. ERC20 down 8.2%, Crypterium down 3.6%, Waves, Mona, Digitex up as well. How are Digitex doing? They're just outside the top 100 just now. So we'll see what happens when they bring out the exchange. And we'll go to USD. Not changing that much, around about the same. And Fear and Greed Index now at 52, so it's neutral. So it's kind of neutral. It was kind of leaning towards the fearful kind of side over the last couple of weeks, but now we're kind of in neutral territory. So we don't know which way is really going to go. See who else is in, if anybody. Marcus Jafari is in. Currently watching with family for breakfast in Wastener, Leyden, Holland. Excellent. Welcome to the family as well for Marcus Jafari. Good to see you here. Stephen King is in the house. We've got Andreas is in the house. Gary Parmenter. TKY is also pumping as well. That's on the list of the kind of Chinese projects as well. I thought that was going down. I thought that was the only one that was kind of dropping. But we'll have a look at that as well. Okay, we'll go to, I want to show this. Oh, it's not coming up. This is looking at sentiment. We'll just go back. Bitcoin sentiment is good at 58.96. We've not looked at this before, and I would go to the tai.io. And this is I look at the kind of sentiment and what they do. They kind of get all the tweets on kind of Twitter and look at the positive kind of words that they use as well. They get, I think, is 880 million tweets or something they can go through at times. So they kind of go through every single tweet and look at the sentiment and kind of give it a score based on the sentiment. And Bitcoin is doing well. Ethereum is just kind of changed. It wasn't doing well this morning. XRP is down, low in sentiment. Bitcoin Cash is low in sentiment. Bitcoin SV is high, very high on sentiment as well. Tron is high as well. I'm just going to see if we can get the top highest ones. It wasn't working before. We'll see if it's working now. PundiX is up there. Hypercash. Yeah, it must be because it's changing all the time. So it's not coming up. But I thought you'd like to have a look at that as well. I like looking at sentiment. As well, because a lot of people are emotional traders, so we have to look at the kind of sentiment as well. And obviously the Chinese projects perfectly illustrate that we trade on sentiment, and trade on news as well, obviously with China coming out with the news that Xi Jinping had come out with. They're looking to regulate cryptocurrency quite heavily, and that's starting in 2020, so you've only got a couple of months left, and they're going to be doing that. But I think a lot of the projects will be coming out of China, and it kind of begs the question: is China going to lead the way? Is America going to get left behind? I think that's what's going to happen. That America is going to get left behind big time in the cryptocurrency, not just cryptocurrency, but blockchain kind of revolution as well. And it's going to be China that really leads the way in the other Asian countries as well. But we'll see kind of what happens with that. We'll have a look at Binance just now. Now's another one is up there at 43%. Nebulas is up 31% up. GXS, ONT, QTIM, HC, IOST, TRX, NEO, WAN Chain, all the top ones, Chinese projects. So look for a Chinese project that hasn't done well, and we'll just go to see if we can get this for you. I think I've got that one open. Right, I'll go to this. I want to look at that first. No, I'm not going to look at Super Guppy. I'm just going to go to the Chinese. I've got a Chinese projects list, and this is on Huobi. Matrix is doing well at 19% up. Just see who's going up there. Just WAN Chain is going up as well. QTIM already jumped from its low of about 60%. Tron jumping up just now from its low a couple of days ago, up 40%. Wabi kind of going up just now. HC Hypercash from its low a couple of days, 40%. Neo from its low, 60%. Elastos could do really well as well, up 30% just now from its low of a couple of days ago. Vet, VT, we've seen that kind of jumping up as well, 40%. ONT has jumped up big time as well from its low, 90%. OMG, IOST, Bytum jumped the biggest so far, 272%. Before coming back down. TKY is just starting to jump just now, and that's jumped what, about 30%. That's jumping today as well, so that might be one to look out for as well, like Gary was talking about there. So we'll see a lot of the Chinese projects are doing really, really well, and there'll be smaller projects like High Performance Blockchain. I don't know how they're doing. I would imagine they'll be up big time as well, and that was one of the hidden gems we were looking at. Yeah, it's up 34%, so it's up to 9 million market cap. It was below 5 million a couple of weeks ago when we spoke about that as well. And there'll be a lot of other ones that are kind of hidden gems as well that have jumped up big time as well. Okay, we'll look at the Bitcoin chart. I want to show you first. So on the Bitcoin CME futures, we have two gaps that have formed here. So over the weekend, if you've not seen the CME futures, basically a gap forms when the closing price on a Friday and the opening price, between the closing price on Friday afternoon and the opening price on the Monday morning, which is now obviously. And if there's a gap there, it usually gets filled, and it always has kind of gotten filled. Probably because of the markets. It's not due to the kind of CME gap or anything like that, but a lot of people speculate it will be, and it should come down again to fill that gap. So there's two gaps here. I've got to remember the gap on the 12th of August, or the 9th to the 12th of August, which is the weekend, and we've still got a gap of 11,850. So we could go up and fill that gap before coming back down. So we could actually go up to 12,000 and then come back down, or we can shoot down straight away to 8,700 and then jump back up from there. So that might be what is happening just now. We'll just go back to this to look at the charts just now. So it kind of broke out of this box, so this becomes obsolete. Take that off. So that's a moot box. So we're sitting at 9,347 just now. Now I've had a death cross here. We've had a death cross. However, we spoke about this a few weeks ago as well. This is a simple moving average, or the moving average. We've got the 200-day moving average on the up, and we've got the 50-day moving average on the down. When that happens, it's not, so when the death cross happens in that scenario, it's not necessarily a kind of bearish indicator that the death cross has happened, because the 200 MA is moving up. Usually when they're both going together, that's when it's of more significance. So I'm just going to try and find one. We've got the golden cross there when the two of them are going up, obviously. It's going down, going down. This one, when it was going sideways, didn't really matter either. Just trying to find one when they're both going down. So this one here, this death cross here, when they're both actually going down, it went from 553 all the way down to 152. So that's a big drop of about 72%. So a death cross, a lot of people are talking about the death cross, but it's not necessarily a bearish indicator there as well, because the 200 MA is actually going up, up the way. It's on the 50 EMA or on the 50 MA that's going down. So I'm not kind of discounting it altogether, but I'm not paying too much attention to that as well. So I'm going to go to the EMA. And what I see with the EMA on the daily is we've got the 70 EMA crossing back up over the 50 EMA, which has not happened since we kind of dropped. And that was way back, it wasn't way back, but it was the 8th of September. So we're talking roughly a couple of months ago, about 7 weeks ago, when we crossed down at 8,300. 10,300 we crossed down, which is a bearish indicator, which would be an indicator to go short. So if you went short to 10,300, obviously you could have rode it all the way down to 7,300 and got a good, 30%. And if you're 10x in that for leverage, that'd have been 300%. And then jumping up from there. Obviously nobody knew that this was going to happen. Although a few people did, including myself, say it should go back up. But I didn't, when I seen it falling down to 7,300, I didn't think it would shoot back up that quick. However, we have a price of 9,373 just now, and we've got a bullish indicator with the 70 EMA crossing over the 50 EMA. So we need to wait and see if this CME gap gets filled, and it should be an interesting week. Either we're going to shoot down to 8,700 today and then back up again, or we're just going to climb slowly to fill that gap at 11,850. So we need to wait and see what happens. It's going to be interesting nonetheless, and with the Chinese projects kind of really flying high just now, it should be very interesting as well. Yep, a lot of them are going to do well. Gary Stewart, talk about fear and greed. That's the USA. How they spoke to Mark Zuckerberg was disgusting. Yeah, he's a great entrepreneur, held back by the archaic status quo. The Congress here, and I don't know if you've seen it with Mark Zuckerberg, and I didn't see it. Obviously I had the week off, so I was trying to take a complete break from crypto, although I didn't manage to. I was in and out of the kind of groups as well. But they're running scared. The Congress are running scared. Obviously it's in their best interest to keep the US dollar and not to have something like Facebook Libra coin or anything like that. However, because of that, because of their kind of outlook on this, they're going to get left behind. And it's looking more and more like that they're going to get left behind. And it could be a Chinese CBDC that comes out and kind of dominates the world currency. So the US dollar might not be the world currency for much longer. And when I say much longer, I'm talking within a couple of years. This is the start of it. Just now, it could be the start of it if they don't get their arses in gear. And they need to do something very quick, very, very quickly, because they're really going to get left behind. Same with Europe as well. And really same with Europe. So yeah, it's quite sad, quite a sad state of affairs what kind of America's kind of trying to do, and it's obvious that it's kind of manipulation, and to me it seems obvious. Goddyboy, new China crypto ratings released in order: EOS, Tron, ETH, Nulls, BitShared, Steam, Lisk, Qtum, Mel. Not Mel, Neo. Right, I was going to say Mel. What's Mel? So Neo. Yeah, a lot of Chinese. Hi, I'll go VeChain. VeChain, I was going to pick up a 37 as well. 37 Satoshi, but I didn't. I went into ERD instead for that. But yeah, Gary, I totally agree with you. About kind of what's happening with Mark Zuckerberg. It just shows you how scared they are, which is a good sign for us as well if we think about it. VeChain is a project of the future, no doubt about it, strongly backed by the government. Yeah, I think VeChain is going to have a good run as well. James, Oklahoma is in the house, one of the Brown admins. Good to see you, James. What are your thoughts on the XRP sentiment? Yes, I think what's going to happen with XRP, we'll just look at a few charts and then we'll go on to speak about China. XRP, I think it might go down before it goes back up, but I think it's still set for an explosion. I genuinely think it's set for an explosion. And I mean that in the true sense of the word. That is going to explode kind of up to kind of 10,000 Satoshi. It's going to go up 200-300%. When it blows, it's really going to go for XRP, but I still think we've got a bit of downward momentum to go. And then it's going to be a case of, okay, everybody's not going to be talking about it. They're going to be talking about Bitcoin and kind of other projects as well. You're going to kind of not forget about it because XRP have got their army, so it's never going to be forgotten about, but it's going to be assumed that it's just going to keep on going down, and I would imagine about 2,500 Satoshi before it really kind of takes off, and then it goes up from 2,500 up to 10,000 and beyond there as well. So look at XRP USD. I still say it's still kind of maintain the building the foundations just now. They've got everything kind of in place, they're getting all the ducks lined up in a row, and it's just going to be an explosion of kind of epic proportions. That's my thoughts. So where are we with regards to dollars? So 29 cents just now. I don't like looking at this because it's really tied to the Bitcoin price, so I don't like looking at the USD value. And a lot of people say, oh, the USD value is the only one I look at, it's the only one I care about. But it's not really, it shouldn't be really, it should be the kind of BTC or the Satoshi value you're kind of looking at, because this is purely tied to kind of the Bitcoin price. So the Bitcoin price kind of went down to 4,000 or 5,000 just now. Obviously this would go to 15 cents. So why look at it? But anyway, I'll still look at it. Is it going to go up? Yes, it is going to kind of go up big time, and I think $1 is coming probably before the end of the year. I think we're going to see $1 for XRP before the end of this year, quite easily, I would imagine. That's my thoughts on XRP. I think that's what's going to happen. Trading, I'm going to look at the trading just now as well. Kind of my trading, this is my personal trading, so I've started back in kind of the beginning of October. I thought, okay, I'm going to put a couple $1,000 in. So I've got 0.243 kind of Bitcoin, and it had the big kind of loss. It wasn't a big loss, but it's 14.29%. It's big for me. I didn't want to go below 5%, but because it was a low Satoshi value one, I kind of lost 14% on that. So I had to make it up. Got 16% on CDT, and then trying to keep the losses down to 5%. Got 14% on RLC, 7% a quick one on Zen, and back into ERD at 17 just now. And ERD, I'll just take a look at it. If it doesn't do much, I'm probably going to sell it at 16. It doesn't do much because technically it's not kind of doing much there from a technical point of view. So apart from on the hourly, so I was looking at that and I thought it might be worth a risk kind of getting back in on the hourly and looking at that, but usually I would use the daily to get in. So we'll see what happens with that trade as well. So it might be another kind of 5% loss on that. If it says 16, 5.88%, so it's still have 0.274 of a Bitcoin. Obviously with the Bitcoin price going up as well, that kind of pushes the dollar value up of that as well to about 2,500. So as I said, started at $2,000 and up to 2,500 just now. This is just a personal kind of one. I'm looking for 10% on each trade with that as well. Okay, China's President Xi Jinping and blockchain still helps Bitcoin awareness. So one of the biggest boosts for blockchain cryptocurrency space this year unexpectedly came from China. Obviously we've seen what's happened over the last couple of days, with the country changing its stance from banning Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to launching its own digital coin, CBDC. Additionally, the country has doubled down its efforts in the adoption of blockchain technology, with even President Xi Jinping emphasizing its importance in digital kind of finance field to to the supply chain management sector, i.e. VeChain. And President Xi Jinping has stated, "We must take blockchain as an important breakthrough for independent innovation of core technologies, clarify the main directions, increase investment, focus on a number of key technologies, and accelerate the development of blockchain and industrial innovation." So this is from kind of WeChat and Baidu. Has seen a significant increase in the search engines. Baidu, kind of what they were looking for is blockchain, is up 279%. This is like kind of the Google, the equivalent of Google, and so many people ask, how's the actual reaction on the ground to Xi blockchain shill in China? Here I did a quick data crunching on WeChat and Baidu search. Find it pretty interesting as well. So the search engines are really kind of lighting up as well. So is WeChat as well, with Bitcoin, DoD and blockchain as well. And there's lots of stories kind of on China. One I particularly like to look up, yeah, that's talking about the search engines as well. I want to look at that. Yeah, so there's a few stories kind of on China, obviously. What was the other one I was looking at? Chinese cryptocurrency passes nationwide cryptography regulation. So this is coming in on January the 1st, 2020 as well, which I was thinking, oh, that's 2020, but that's only a couple of months away, to be honest, so looking at that. NEO soars high on China's blockchain endorsement euphoria, so there's a lot of euphoria going on just now. Just be careful if you're looking to jump in, and what I would do if you're looking to jump in, just based on sentiment just now, is look for Chinese projects that have not taken off yet, and then maybe kind of look at them. But most of them have actually taken off already as well. This is one I want to look at as well. Bitcoin price prediction posted by a prescient 4chan user gets picked up by Edward Snowden. Will BTC hit $16,000 in October? So we've got 3 days left before that price prediction. I don't know if you've seen this, but this was a kind of picture. This is the anonymous picture that loads of people have been talking about this, and the anonymous user has got it right so far. The last kind of two occasions, 5,300, 9,200 kind of predicted, and they predicted 16,000 by the end of October this year. And we didn't think that was possible when it shot down to kind of 7,000, when it dropped to 7,000, but now it jumped up to touch 10,000. Is it possible that it jumps up by $2,000 from $2,000 a day from today, basically? We'll need to wait and see what happens. But Edward Snowden posted this. That's all he posted. Just posted a picture. And if you notice, this is a picture. I think it's Asuk, if that's how you pronounce it. Posted this. So kind of led to speculation that actually this is from Chico Crypto, that the 4chan anonymous user is actually Edward Snowden. A wee bit of speculation there as well, just a bit of kind of entertainment really, but it was strange that Edward Snowden kind of posted this as well. So interesting times ahead. Justin Sun hinted at $100 billion Tron partnership coming next week. So what he said, Tron will partner with a $100 billion USD mega corporation next week. It will not only benefit TRX, but all TRC10 and 20 tokens, including BTT and WIN, and will broadly distribute Tron, dApps and tokens to billions of customers. Make a guess. So have a look at this just now, the tweet. Samsung Mobile, I think that's the main one that most people are kind of thinking about. Samsung Mobile, pretty sure it's Wendy's. I just found this poor photo in Korean newspaper, couldn't read the text though, 2024. What people call him a scammer and a shiller. I thought he kind of stopped all this, to be honest, and I was starting to trust him a wee bit more, but it seems not. It seems not. He's doing his kind of announcement of an announcement of an announcement kind of stuff. And he did say last week and that he was going to announce something big towards the end of the month. So we'll just need to wait and see actually what it is. Users were quick to speculate that smartphone and mobile operator Samsung would fit the description. Sun previously tweeted that it would be a guest speaker on blockchain at the Samsung Development Conference being held next week, October 29th to 30th, at the San Jose Convention Center. So that's looks like it's going to be that, something like that. Samsung has generated an active presence in the industry of crypto and blockchain this year with the launch of its Galaxy S10 smartphone, including Bitcoin wallet support. That's all it is though, it's just a wallet support. WAP-to-dos, is that a big thing? So we need to wait and see what happens. And I would imagine Justin Sun is going to announce something at the San Jose Convention Center as well. And the other news that I was going to look at, I think that's it actually. Yeah, so I'm keeping an eye on Dovey Wan. This is a Twitter user as well, and she's kind of got her ear to the ground in China as well, so worth following her as well. So if you go to Dovey Wan as well, I'll definitely give her a follow and see what she's kind of up to as well. See if there's anything new come out from her. Nope, 1 hour ago. All I can say is this time to me it's a sign of beginning of the nationalisation of Bitcoin cryptocurrency related infra in mainland. Eventually all things can be state owned. Okay, so interesting to kind of read the comments, and she's got her ear to the ground in China. So I definitely keep an eye on Dovey Wan and see what she's saying to it as well. I'll go back to Bitcoin. Okay, we'll just go back to chat and see what is going on. David E, the people talking negatively to Zuckerberg was politically grandstanding to be able to go back to the constituents to show them how they stand against the uber wealthy. To them, it's about re-election. Oh, it's politics to me. It's just unbelievably. It's just a nightmare. We need kind of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies for ourselves as much as anything. And they're running scared just now. That's what's happening just now. The old kind of world order is just changing totally just now, or it's going to be changed totally if kind of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and blockchain there's no doubt blockchain is going to revolutionize a lot of industries, but cryptocurrencies, are they going to survive? They might not survive. Cryptocurrencies might not survive because of politicians. They can make it extremely difficult. They can't ban it. There's no way they can ban it, but they can make it extremely difficult as well. We can't forget that. We really can't forget that. And we have to kind of wake up to that fact as well. Dennis van der Hayden, can you look at the DAG chart? DAG is doing really well just now. And look at charts, CoinTrader Pro. I think they're up to 143 Satoshi at the moment. I think it could be doing really well. Just look at, and this is Constellation for anybody that doesn't know this. I've been speaking about this. 11.2 million volume. It's up 10%, not volume, market cap. It's up 10% today again. It's up to 140. It was down to about 24. Yeah, it did get down to about 24 Satoshi. It's jumped up big time already and gone up by about 5x. But we'll look at the charts. DAG, BTC. Yeah, it's still flying high. On the daily chart, it crossed over at 35. That's when we should have really gotten when it crossed over in the daily chart. And the volume was picking up there as well. Although I probably wouldn't have got in until maybe about 50 or something. And I was in and out of DAG as well. I made a profit on that, but it's gone up even higher since as well. So 141. This is definitely a long-term one. Only at 11 million just now. And it could do really well just now. Compared to where it's been as well, we've been up to 335 before. We've been much higher than that, up at the 500s for DAG, but it's doing well at the moment. I think it's still got a lot of legs as well. So So really it needs to break. It's kind of hit this line already, about 145. It really needs to break through 145. When it breaks through 145, that was previous support along here. This is back in 2018. Previous support there. When it breaks through that, I think there's no stopping it. Next one would probably be about 200. And then we're on up to kind of 336. That would be the next kind of stop there as well. We kind of put these in. Horizontal line. So this is the first one to break. Around about 148, I would say. And we'll get this thinner line there. And then the next one, probably talking about 200. That'll be a psychological barrier as well. Next one after that, with DAG, probably talking into the low 300s. So we've got a long way to go, still a lot of money to be made with DAG as well. And for definitely a long-term hold, but also obviously a short-term play as well. We'll just have a look at KuCoin, what's happening on KuCoin as well. So this is KuCoin Plus. ONT, QTIM, TRX, NEO, VED, Ergo, BTT, TRI, ZEC, XTZ, all up just now. Chinese ones obviously, and we'll see what the main KuCoin main is. UT is up, we've got that up there just now, but it's only traded 1.37 Bitcoin worth, so that's up big time just now, but it's not that much trading volume, liquidity. Bytum is obviously up 77%, and that's on 6 Bitcoin worth, so not that much. And this is why I've stopped kind of talking about KuCoin in the premium group, because the liquidity is so low on a lot of the coins. It's difficult. FX is up on 46 volume. That would have been a good one to kind of call that, but that is up 45%. BU is up as well. Null is up 40%. HPB is up 32% now, and that's one of the Chinese projects. And I spoke about high performance blockchain as well before, being a good one. Hypercash is up. IOST, again, the Chinese projects. ELF is looking good. Elastos, I thought that might jump as well. Yep. So we could see Elastos jumping big time actually, because that's way down. That's kind of near its all-time low. So Elastos could be a good one if you're looking for short and long-term pick. Zell is up. So most of the projects are up just now. But as I said on Binance, we have a list here. These are all the ones that crossed over on the daily and got other parameters that I kind of look at as well. So we're down to a list of 35 here, when it was about 120 a couple of weeks ago. So I'll be looking at them for the premium group as well. And you can join the premium group. There's links down below. You can get 3 free videos of me talking about kind of cryptos, how to trade cryptos, and how kind of my journey in cryptos as well. Plus, when you join, you'll be able to get a link to join a premium group as well, and that is open just now. Okay, and we'll just see what others are saying. Spaincoin has done brilliant. I kind of mentioned this last month. A couple of months ago, Spaincoin, I really like the look of it for MCO, and then I can seen something myself in social media and thought it's not going to do as well as I thought. So this is MCO, market cap 63 million. Spaincoin is now at 4.6 million. I think it was under 1 million kind of when I was talking about it. So one of the ones I regret not getting into when I was talking about it myself, which sounds a bit silly, but yeah, it was 706,000 when I was kind of talking about it, the market cap. So it's now jumped up about 8 times. 8 7's 56. No, it'd probably be 6. Yeah, 6x. So I could have got in there, but I didn't. But it's looking good just now. Volume is really good. Market cap is good. It seems to be doing well. It's still only a hidden gem at kind of 4.6 million. We have David D, USA and Europe will not get left behind. There will be a catalyst for the turnaround once the standoffish policies catch up with the rest of the world. Too much disposable income to be left out. Lead, yes, they have to do something quick though. If they don't, and if they try and kind of stagnate it or kind of try and suppress it, then they are going to get left behind. Simple as that. They are going to get left behind. I don't think they will. I think there's too many smart people around just to advise political figures to say we need to get on this and we need to get in quick. Just like I seen live stream have also called XRP Ripple giveaway. They were saying send 1,000 to 10,000 get in return. No. Don't. If the XRP does not do giveaways, they don't do kind of airdrops, they don't do anything like that. Don't believe anything at all when you see something like that at all. Gary, I think, kind of posted it. I know you didn't mean it, but just if it looks too good to be true, just believe that it is too good to be true. It's not true. So don't post anything like that in the groups or anything like that. So it's definitely not true. Gary Permit, Tomo Chain is a Singapore-based project that may be regarded as pseudo-Chinese and has not moved much. Yeah, Tomo Chain is a good project actually, but yeah, not Chinese. VR, real life changing wealth is generated by long-term holding of solid Chinese projects and DCA into the projects. Yep. Crypto Knowledge Alliance, one of the Brown admins, also got his own channel as well. Hey, see, quick update on John McAfee's 2 million by 2020. BTC would have to increase 2 to 3k every day without dipping to get there. I think that's misquoted actually. This, and I don't think anybody's mentioned this. John McAfee came out and he was talking on a video, and I think he said 2 million by accident. A lot of people have picked up on it, and a lot of the kind of news kind of people picked up on it and said he's revised his figure to 2 million, but I think it was a mistake unless he's actually come out and said it is going to be 2 million. I need to look at his Twitter feed, but I'm sure that was an actual mistake by John McAfee. That's a surreal John McAfee. There we go. So I'm just going to check that just now in case I'm talking mince. I can't see it if he's confirming that 2 million. Yeah, but I'm sure that was a mistake by John McAfee. But I can't see if it's been confirmed or not. But yeah, it would have to go up a hell of a lot. G-Slick, Dent still not moving much. Goodness knows what's happening with Dent. Doru, what do you think about Flipside crypto ratings on CoinMarketCap? Are they accurate? What do you think about Flipside crypto ratings on CoinMarketCap? Are they accurate? What's Flipside? Nulls Bull, Nulls is doing tremendous today. It's doing brilliant today actually. It looks like it's going to continue going up. It's up 40% or something. Fundy XUSD, is it worth holding? If you've been holding it for a long time, Mitch, I would just keep a hold of it just now. It's gone down so much. But obviously it's just have a wee look just now, Pundy X. So 1/100th of a cent at the moment. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but it depends on how long you've held it. If you're trading it short term, obviously, possibly not. But if you've held it for a long time, I'd just be like saying, okay, just hold it just now. You've held it this long. And Chris Cash, hi Stephen, what are your thoughts about Ether 2.0 for the beginning of December? Thanks and crush the like. Thanks very much, mate. Ether, I've been saying this for ages. Ethereum is going to blow up as well. I believe Ethereum is going to go up big time as well. Not purely because of this. We have to think about why Ethereum went up in the first place. And it was because it was getting used. Why was it getting used? It was getting used because of all the ICOs that were kind of using the Ethereum kind of blockchain. And we need that kind of use case again for Ethereum to happen. That is happening just now. just not in as magnified a way, but it's happening just now, and it's going to be with the DeFi space. And we've talked about decentralized finance as well, and all the dApps are going to be using that as well. This is what's going to make Ethereum go up big time, and we should be accumulating Ethereum. So if anybody coming into the space and saying, okay, I've got $10,000, I've got $1,000 or something, I would say buy half and half Bitcoin and Ethereum, just to be safe, to be on the safe side. Because if Bitcoin goes down, the whole cryptocurrency goes down. So you have to buy Bitcoin. And same with Ethereum as well. So I would be saying buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, accumulate, and then you can get into the kind of alts. So that's what I'd be doing. Kind of 80% of your money should be in Ethereum and kind of Bitcoin, and then going 20% in your alts as well, and look at them. And this is where we start looking at hidden gems, and we do the trading for more Bitcoin and more Ethereum or more XRP as well. But Ethereum, yep, we'll just look at going down just now, which is good. There's a good chance to get back in again for Ethereum. So it's still near its low of the last 2 years, 2017. So it is its lowest it's ever been in the last 2 years. This is a brilliant opportunity to start accumulating. If you've not started already, I've started in the pension pot accumulating for Ethereum as well. I'll be putting more money into Ethereum as well, because the DeFi space is really going to give it a huge boost and a huge use case as well. It was previously the ICOs, now it's going to be the DeFi space. Of course, you can jump over to another blockchain, but I think Ethereum is going to be the one. And with staking, it's just going to go up big time. That's my thoughts. Civic, CVC. I'll have a wee look at CVC and BTC. Cross down on the daily. Just now, 446, not doing much at the moment. But we see it's on an upward trajectory. So it's got that going for it just now, Civic, so it looks as if it could be in this symmetrical triangle. And so we're hitting the bottom of that just now. If it breaks down below that, then we're probably going to break down, or is probably going to break down further. Let's make that bigger. This is on the daily, remember, as well. I can probably bring that down a wee bit. So it's in that bottom line just now. So this could be a great price to kind of buy Civic just now, and then waiting it kind of bouncing back up again. So you could get a good %30 bounce for Civic, possibly, if it's in the symmetrical triangle just now. And just looking at it from a technical point of view, however, it has crossed down over the 50 EMA, which is not a good sign for me. But if it doesn't fall below this 424 level or 420 level, it could be due for a bounce up to the mid 500 levels for that. I hope that helps, G-Slick. Okay, I think that's it. We'll just keep on looking at BTC. What's happening BTC price? It's going back up again, I think. 9417. I'll go to the 4 hourly. So what we don't want here, when you see it kind of jumping up over, we're seeing jumping up from 7,500. On the 4 hour, I was using the 7 EMA as support. You can see it was all the way up, it's passed up above the 7 EMA, support, and then it breaks down below, and it now looks as if it's using the 7 EMA as resistance. We want it to break through the 7 EMA on the 4 hour again, and kind of start using it as support as well if we're looking for a further upward swing past the $10,000 mark. If it doesn't do that, we could be breaking down lower, and support could be round about that gap we were talking about earlier on, at about 8,700. So we might see 8,700 today if we don't break through this kind of $10,000 dollar range. So we'll have to be careful. So it could be that it's just going to fill the gap straight away, then bounce right back up. So there's a couple of scenarios at play here for Bitcoin. Which one is most likely? Honestly, don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. But I'd be looking for a kind of move up the way. If it moves up past the 10,000, I'd be extremely bullish for it to go up to 12,000. If it moves below, I'll be looking for that gap to be filled in the CME futures gap at 8,700 before bouncing back up again. And that's the 50 EMA here on the 4-hour chart. It bounced nicely up from there, about 8,600. That'd be a nice kind of play there. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for the moment. Thank you everybody for joining me again. Contrary to kind of popular belief, I wasn't going away. I was just away for the week, and I kind of told you that before I went away. It's not because of anything. I'm not like kind of Superman, who's kind of left. I noticed he's left as well. Superman, I bet he's regretting it now, because the day he said that, it was had gone down to kind of 7,000. It's about 7,400. The day he came out with his video, I said I've had enough. That was 4 days ago, and then the day after it jumped. So I bet he's kind of regretting that just now. I would imagine it's something to do with that. But a lot of people didn't like it. I like Superman, I must admit. Very egotistical, obviously, as well. But I suspect that was just a kind of front. It's a character he was playing, but I quite liked. I thought he was entertaining, Superman. But I wonder if he'll be back or not with this. I wonder if he'll be back. So it doesn't matter. Even if Bitcoin goes down to $1,000, I'll still be here. And I've thought about leaving myself as well. I've told you that before, because of the brilliant admins that we've got at CYT-Crypto as well. Probably the reason I'm still here just now. But even if it goes down to $1,000, I'll still be here. I've lost that kind of emotionality I've got with the market. So if Bitcoin does go down to $1,000, it would just genuinely be, okay, I tried, or I was in the game. At least I tried to kind of make something of this. But I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe it's going to go up big time, especially with the news that's come out over the weekend as well. But for now, I'm going to leave it there just now. Thank you very much. Cheers to your patience and control of emotions. It is. I've learned that kind of over the last year as well. Marcus Chifali, David E. Thanks, Steve. Great to have you back. It's great to be back as well, David, and thanks for the welcome. But yeah, it is brilliant to be back, and I'll be back every day just as normal, every weekday as normal. So I will see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow again, same time, same place. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.